As you can see in this section, the mind plays tricks on Rob as he tries to lay down and rest. He dreams of the future when he sees Stephanie and Sean, and he sees them in the future as he only has Stacy and Stephen. But now there she's pregnant again, but she still misses her little Sandy. You'll notice how the devil tries to rob you of your joy. It makes you think something bad is going to happen. But what he sees there is, how much she misses Sandy. But life goes on. And he comes back out of his dream. But later, after returning back to the harbor, Rob goes to Sean's house. He's praying to God to give them strength in their faith to do what has to be done. And he finds out that Sandy has been taken off oxygen to see how she's going to do. And later, Sean goes in and does a shift change with Bobby. Bobby went to see the Captain Dreer, who was sailing his tuna trawler. He looks at it. Everything looks good, in good condition. He told him there was one other person he wanted to see it. And so he goes to tell Charlie about it. And Charlie says, well, if you think it's in good condition, let's get it, Yeah, but we're going to check it out together. I want you to make sure you like it too. So Bobby and Charlie goes to the hospital to check on Sandy. They were filled in as to what's going on with Sandy. Everybody knew this next week or so was going to be crucial as they were talking in the waiting room. And they were discussing about taking shifts to sit with her. And so Bobby and Charlie decided to take the first shift and make sure make sure Sean and Stephanie went home to get some rest. And Grace and Stephanie decided to take the next shift during the day. Grace had saw the change in Sean as he had walked down to the check on the baby, and he shares with her what happened the other night when he got sidetracked. And she told him, you should have seen what Stephanie's father went through when Tammy was born. And it was like, wow, that's our baby. I'm a dad, I'm a father, or a mother. Your instincts change overnight when you become a parent. It's like you do anything for this beautiful, healthy baby boy or girl that just come into your life. That instinct comes early in women as they're going through the life-giving joy of giving birth to life in your children. For men, it's something totally different when they're born, because it's then all of a sudden it hits them. I'm a father. I'm a father. Wow, I'm a father. But he hadn't told Stephanie yet what happened because she had already had too much on her plate. After everybody left and Bobby and Charlie realized they could hold Sandy, Charlie picked her up in his arms and he held her. And he gets to talking to her and telling her stories of all the times them growing up together. And he walks around the room, one story after another, and before you know it, 2 hours had passed. And Bobby's going, finally, I get to hold her. But Bobby sits down in a rocking chair with her in his arms, and he's holding his pinky finger. And he said, wow, she's got some strength in those hands. You think? Then Charlie shared the day at the lighthouse when the angel appeared. And Bobby said to him, he said, I can't believe you'd never told me that yet. You're just telling me now. Yeah, but he was as real as you sitting there. And by the time he got through talking, Sandy had fallen asleep listening to them telling stories. And they laid her down in the crib. And so by morning time, the nurse found Charlie asleep, holding Sandy in his arms in the rocking chair. And Bobby came back in from getting a cup of coffee. So he said, I gotta take a picture of this. This is gonna be priceless. And he sent it to Sean. He said, don't this look cute? Sean saw the picture and Stephanie loved it. And he said, yeah, he's gonna be a great babysitter. And while Grace and Sarah were taking turns with Sandy, Grace asked if Charlie was part of the family. Sarah said, well, yeah, Bobby and Charlie has been together since elementary. They've been inseparable since then. And his family lived right down the road from him. So yeah, he's originally now part of the family. And they looked at each other and said, yep, just like Bobby and Sean. And then later, Grace comes into the room, check on Sandy. She was breathing kind of shallow. She started patting her on the back and humming a lullaby to her.